Hey everyone, in this video we'll learn how to graph an inequality. So we'll learn how to graph this inequality, y is greater than 3x plus 2. So how exactly do we graph it? What we're going to do for the moment, we're going to pretend, just for the moment, that this greater than symbol is an equal sign. So y equals 3x plus 2. And we know how to graph y equals 3x plus 2 because it's a linear equation. And most importantly, it's in the y equals mx plus b form. So we can start with the y-intercept, which is plus 2, which we plotted 0, 2. And then we know our slope right here is 3. 3 over 1. 3 over 1. So that means we rise 3 and we go over 1. So we'll start at our y-intercept, 0, 2. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1, 1, 2, 3, over 1, and let's go the other direction. So what's the opposite of up 3, right 1? That's down 3, left 1. So 1, 2, 3, left, 1, 2, 3, left 1, and there we go. Let's go ahead and just connect all these dots like this. I'll put the arrows at the end. And now this right here, this blue line, is the linear equation, y equals 3x plus 2. But we wanted to graph the inequality. We don't want to graph the equation. We want to graph the inequality. So what we're going to do is, let's get rid of the line we drew. And this is going to work a little differently. So from here, once you plot your points, you have two options. You're either going to connect them with a solid line or a dotted line. And that all depends on the inequality symbol. So if this was a greater than or equal to, then you would place a solid line. Let me just try that again. So you would place a solid line, like that. Now, if this is just a greater than, there is no or equal to, so we are going to place a dotted line. So it would be just like this. And just all the way up. Okay, so now we have a dotted line. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to look at the symbol. It's a greater than. So we have to shade a region of this graph. We can either shade the region above this line. So we can shade the region like this, because that is above the line. Or we can shade the region below the line. So below the line goes like this. So we can shade either of those regions. So which one do we want to do? Well, we have a y is greater than symbol right here. So which way is greater than? Is it up or down? So when we have a greater than, we want to shade the above region, the region above the line. Just like this. So we're shading this entire region. And what this is supposed to mean is that our solution is greater than everything above this line, and not including this line, because this is a dotted line. But this is how you would graph y is greater than 3x plus 2. Excellent. So let's move on to another example down here. And this time we are going to graph y is less than or equal to 2x plus 1. So very similarly, we will treat this as a linear equation. At the plus 1, that the y-intercept, 0, 1, is right here. And the slope is 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And then down to left 1, down to left 1. Perfect. And before we connect all these points, we have to decide, is it going to be a solid line or a dotted line? So we have a less than or equal to. We have an or equal to bar down here. So that means our line is actually going to be solid. So let's go ahead and just connect all these points with a solid line. And now the next step is to shade a region of this graph. Are we going to shade up, or are we going to shade down, below the graph? Are we going to shade above the graph or below the graph? So that depends on which way our symbol goes. We have a less than or equal to. So this is a less than. So where are the lesser numbers? That would be below the line. So we would shade the region below the line. And there we go. That is how we graph y is less than or equal to 2x plus 1. So let's go through one more example. Let's say we have y is greater than or equal to x squared minus 2. So now you can tell that this is a quadratic, and this is the quadratic, the parabola y equals x squared, shifted down 2 spaces. So it would start right here at 0, negative 2, and then we would go up here, there, and then here we go. So what is f of 2? So that's 2 squared minus 2 squared is 4, minus 2 is 2, so up here. So 2 on that side, 2 on that side. And then 3 squared is 9 minus 2, which is 7. So 7 here and 7 here. And there we go. That would be the parabola y equals. So this would be y equals x squared minus 2. But that's for the equation. That's for the quadratic equation. What if we want to graph this inequality? Y is greater than or equal to x squared minus 2. Well, we plotted our points, and what we're going to do is we have to decide, are we going solid or dotted? So are we going to connect all these points with a solid or dotted line? So we have an or equal to bar down here, so that means we are going to connect all these points with a solid line, so a solid curve, rather. So this way, and this way as well. And now, do we want to shade up or down? Are we going to shade above this parabola? Or are we going to shade below this parabola, which is like this? Are we going to shade above or below? So that depends on the way the sign is going. So y is greater than or equal to. So a greater than means we're going to shade above the parabola. So it would be like this. And let's just make that a little more clean, just so it looks nicer. So always try to make your shading just a little clean, a little neat. There we go. And that is how you graph y is greater than or equal to x squared minus 2. And there we go. So that's how you graph inequalities in general. It's very similar to graphing equations, but you have to remember, first, are you going to draw a solid or dotted line or curve? And then second, which way are you shading? Are you shading above the equation, or rather the inequality? Are you shading above the graph or below the graph? So you have to decide those two things. So I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.